Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EJG3 show. I'm your host, Eddie Gallagher. Today, we will discuss the fall of Clemson. The top, who are the top 10 teams in the NFL heading into week one? And what are the top five games that I'm most interested in watching this week? All right, let's start with the fall of Clemson. So, the Clemson Tigers faced off Georgia in an ugly 34-3 loss to the number one ranked team, Georgia Bulldogs. Um, they could not get anything done on offense. They actually played pretty good on defense in the first half, and then they just got tired um, throughout the game. And obviously, Georgia has more depth, have better players, but that's not what we're really talking about here. Uh, I think we all expected that Georgia was going to beat Clemson by a wide margin, but it's not about Georgia. I did not see anything from Georgia that I didn't know. They have great players, they have a great quarterback, they have a great coach, they have a great defense. But I'm shocked how bad Clemson was on offense. And they had a returning starting quarterback. They have, you know, a great defense or a promising defense that had promising players who are very talented. But Dabo Sweeney likes to run his mouth. Um, so during the offseason, Dabo Sweeney, he refuses to adjust to the times, and he's not interested in taking players from the transfer portal. So an interesting stat that I didn't know was since 2021, Clemson has taken only two players from the portal and hasn't taken any over this past offseason. That's a problem, I mean, a lot of teams are going to the transfer portal, you know, trying to find players that can fill certain roles. And this is what Dabo said uh, about the transfer portal. I mean, it's really pretty simple. Most of the guys in the portal aren't good enough to play for us. That's just the reality of it. I mean, we have guys that are backups at Clemson that go in the portal because they just want to have an opportunity. And most of them are graduates. By the way, but we have guys that are backups. They want a chance to go play. I got no problem with that. So rarely do we have a starter with Clemson. I mean, look, I feel like there's a lot of talented players that go into the portal that can start on big time teams because I feel like the times have adjusted. Guys are getting bigger, guys are getting faster. And I feel like a lot of people, a lot of players are more educated. And I mean, you see this in basketball. A lot of the best players, they don't go to Duke, they don't go to Kentucky. A lot of them go to these small schools and develop. And it was an embarrassing. And I think Dabo, I've always said this, he's very arrogant. And when highs are highs, winning the national championships, he was boasting his chest. We're the best team. You know, anytime, I'm a Syracuse fan, anytime Clemson beat Syracuse closely, all the fans ran down and celebrated on Clemson's home field. And he's boasting his chest like, wow, what an incredible victory. And obviously, you want to be proud of the guys that, they won you the game, but he was very arrogant. I saw that. I'm like, you guys didn't play well. And Dabo said the other day about the media, y'all gonna write crap, y'all gonna write terrible stuff. And we do great, y'all gonna write great stuff. That's okay. Everybody got a job to do. That's okay. Well, Dabo, I think to be honest with you, Clemson's not relevant anymore. And I think Clemson, now, do they have an opportunity to win the ACC? Sure. But Clemson, to me, they have a lot of work to do to get to that tier one of college football. I think Georgia, Ohio State, I think, um, I think you can see USC, obviously Alabama, like that tier one status. I think Clemson is tier two, and they got a lot of work to do if they want to reach their goal and win a national championship. And they are not close. They got to go into the transfer portal and find players that can fit. And then look, it's okay to get recruits in. That's still part of college football, but don't be arrogant. And Clemson can pay these players. They have enough money. You got to be willing to spend and pay players. And Dabo just refuses. You got to adjust to the times. And look, a lot of the old heads, they don't like it. I'm sorry, these players are getting beat up. They deserve to get paid. So I think Dabo Sweeney needs to stop being arrogant, stop being ignorant, and pay players that are entering the transfer portal and also recruit at a high level, which they have not done in years. And I think Clemson can still win the ACC. This is not about winning the ACC. This is about winning a national championship. And they are not close yet. And it was a very embarrassing loss. I mean, 34-3. It was I believe it was 6-0 at halftime. And they're just, do you want to be that guy that Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence carried you? Don't be that guy. You gotta improve. Now, I don't think they carried Dabo, because a lot of players, a lot of great players came from Clemson that are in the NFL right now because of Dabo. But not a great look for the Clemson Tigers. Okay. And speaking of Clemson, they want to get out of the ACC and compete in the SEC. That is a terrible look. That's a wide margin. They got to compete with those SEC teams if they want to be in their conference. Like, awful, awful performance by Clemson. All right, let's go to something that I'm going to do every week is who are the top 10 teams in the NFL. And we're going to start from 1 to 10. Number 1, I got the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. They are the best team in the league. You got Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback. I think they still have a great defense. They still have Andy Reid. They still have Travis Kelce. They're just a dominant team. Number 2 will shock some people. I got the Detroit Lions. I just think the Lions, they got some playoff experience. They could have went to the Super Bowl, but they just got beat by better teams in the 49ers. And I think the Lions, they're my pick to win the NFC. I just think Jared Goff is going to take it to another level. I think they have a ton of weapons around them. And if the defense can improve, watch out. The Lions are going to be scary. They are the number 2 team. Number 3, I got the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, to me, had great talent on offense. I'm glad that Trent Williams signed because, I believe if Trent Williams is there, the 49ers go. I mean, it's crazy saying, oh, well, no offensive lineman, but he is the real deal. Uh, and I think Kyle Shanahan, offensive genius. Got Bosa on defense. I think the 49ers are the third best team in the NFL right now. Number four, I think they're going to take a step back, but I got the Ravens. Um, I think the Ravens right now, Lamar Jackson, he lost some weight. He wants to be a little bit more faster. I mean, I get it. Now I'm a little worried because they did lose their defensive coordinator, but I trust Harbaugh. I trust Lamar. I trust the Ravens organization. They are the fourth best team heading into week one. Number five, I got the Texans. I think CJ Stroud is going to take it to another level. I like the addition of adding Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs will be on his best behavior. I think the defense for the Texans will be, I think they'll be good. You know, am I a little worried that CJ Stroud might take a step back? No, I think this guy is absolutely legit. And I think the Texans are going to be a top three seed in the AFC. That's how good they are. And I don't trust their division at all. Um, but I got the Texans at number five. Number six, I like the momentum that I saw last year. I think Jordan Love uh, is going to take it to another level. I like the weapons around him. I like LaFleur um, as the head coach. I think the Packers, to me, will be really good. I think they'll be close to the Lions in the division, but I still have the Lions ahead of them. Uh, but I think the Packers will be really good. Hopefully, their defense will step up. But I think the Packers will have an excellent season. And watch out, Eagles. It's going to be a close game. We'll discuss that soon. Uh, Number seven, I got the Bills. Look, do not count out Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen, to me, is second best quarterback in the NFL. I think Sean McDermott, he knows defense. And a lot of people are counting him out. I'm not. And the Bills, the only concern is their safeties. They got DeMar Hamlin. Sean McDermott just announced that he will be the starter for week one, which good for him. Great story by this young man. And I'm glad that he's back in the NFL and he's starting again. And that's amazing. So I got the Bills at number seven. At number eight, look, this guy's a top three quarterback in football, at least for me. They got great weapons in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and obviously Joe Burrow. I'm referring about. I got the Bengals. Uh, I think the Bengals are going to be really good this year. Now, am I concerned about the defense? A little bit, but I think the Bengals to me are going to be really good, and I think they'll easily squeak by the Patriots this weekend, and they are the number 18. Number nine, I got the Rams. I love Matthew Stafford. I love Cooper Cup. I love Nakua. And I know the loss of Aaron Donald, but I trust Sean McVay. I think he's a top five coach in the NFL. I think the Rams are going to be really good. Um, Number 10, this team, I have a lot of questions, but they have so much talent on this team. I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to be legit, and I think they're going to win the division because I think the NFC East is so bad. The only concern is obviously the story of Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts not having a good relationship. But uh, look, they got great weapons on the outside, and Saquon Barkley uh is an upgrade at running back. So I like the Eagles at number 10. Now few are left off: Miami, Dallas. I gotta see those teams to believe it. How good is the Miami Dolphins defense? How good is Tua uh facing against elite offenses, elite teams? And same with Dallas. How is the distractions with Dak's contract, with McCarthy's contract? I think Dallas is. I think they'll be good. I think they'll be in the hunt for the playoffs. But I don't think Dallas or Miami are top 10 teams. Um, Now we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this list is fluent. But uh, yeah, those are my top 10 teams in the NFL heading into week one. Now, five games that I'm most interested to watch in week one. Number one, Ravens versus Chiefs opener, AFC Championship rematch. Lamar Jackson 1-4 versus Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm interested in seeing how Lamar does against Patrick Mahomes. He said in an interview, I just want to win the game. He doesn't want revenge, which that's how you got to look at it, one game at a time. It's obviously a, the first game. Now, people say, is it a must win? No, it's not a must win. I mean, I get it, the whole psychological impact, but like, I think Lamar Jackson, he's a winner. Um, I don't think he'll be affected if the Chiefs do beat him. But I'm very interested, and also the Chiefs. You know, they're not the same team as last year. They don't have Lazarus Sneed. Um, and the Chiefs, to me, they got a new wide receiver group, and Travis Kelsey is getting older. So the Chiefs, they have a great opportunity to go for that three-peat, but we'll see. That opening game is very spicy and juicy, and I can't wait for it. And I think both teams are both gonna get to the playoffs. I believe the Chiefs will definitely win their division easily because their division is garbage. Number two is Packers versus Eagles. Like I said before, Jordan Love, is he going to take another level? Because he only started one season. Was it a fluke season? I don't think so. But you know, the wide receivers they're very talented, and I just want to see Jordan Love be a leader this time. And we didn't know what to expect from him last year, but I think a lot of teams will know. I think they know what he is now. So can he take another leap? I'm very interested in seeing how he does. And also, it's in Brazil, which that's cool. But am I a big fan of the European games and going down to South America? I'm not. I would rather have this game playing in Philadelphia. But hey, the NFL is business, so I can't complain. And also the Eagles side of it, like I said before, the relationship with Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Can Jalen Hurts be healthy? There was concern last year that he wasn't. Um, and I think the Eagles, to me, they have a lot of hype, a lot of expectations. Um, and could Nick Sirianni be fired if they don't produce? I'm very interested in what the Eagles do all season long. But that's the number two That's number two, and I'm very interested in watching that game. Number three, Texans versus Colts. For the Colts perspective, how is Anthony Richardson going to look after being injured all last season? Obviously, Shane Steichen is a great offensive coach. He knows how to call plays. Uh, Anthony Richardson didn't look good against the Bengals in his preseason game, but like we always say, it's just preseason. So we'll see him in live action. I also want to see the Texans, the Stephon Diggs addition. Now, a lot of expectations for the Texans. They could be in that realm of being in the AFC Championship game, but is CJ Stroud going to take another level? We'll see. Um, and I think that's going to be a close game, but I do like the Texans, I think, but we'll see. I haven't made my predictions yet. Number four, Rams versus Lions. I want to see the return of Matthew Stafford in Detroit. Obviously, we saw him in the playoff game. They lost by three. Uh, and the Lions, to me, I have them as the second best team in the NFL, and I think the Lions, to me, could reach the Super Bowl. And I want to see how the Rams defense look without Aaron Donald, and I also want to see the Lions defense have they improved this year because they gave up a lot of points to the 49ers. And obviously, you're not going to stop a great offense, but the Lions gave up way too many points in the second half, and it was easily. So that is the fourth game that I'm really excited about. Number five, obviously, I'm going all big time games, but Jets versus 49ers. I think to me, on the 49ers side, how are they going to look with Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk being out for the whole training camp with the contract disputes? Um, is Brock Purdy going to take another step? Uh, and obviously, the Jets side of it, how is Aaron Rodgers going to look? The last time we saw him was he got injured 4 plays in against Buffalo. And I want to see the Jets be. I think they're talented on defense, but I want to see their defense go up against an elite offense like the 49ers team is. Um, and I'm just very excited for all those 5 games. And obviously, there's a lot of great games this weekend. You got the first game Tom Brady's going to call, Cowboys Browns. I think that's going to be a fascinating matchup. What is Deshaun Watson going to look like? How is Tom Brady going to call the game? A lot of hype around him. And I think you have Bills, Arizona. How is Josh Allen going to look like without Stephon Diggs? And then you also have games like Seattle versus Denver, Bo Nix. How is he going to look in his first NFL start? You got Tennessee and the Chicago Bears. Uh, Cale Williams first start. Uh, so yeah, there's a lot of good games this weekend. I'm excited that the NFL's back. But I do think all of the games are going to look different. Week one is just week one. Don't overreact. But yeah, it all starts off with Ravens versus Chiefs, and I think that's going to be a thriller. And I'm excited. Let's go. We've been waiting for this since the Super Bowl. And it's finally here, so I'm happy. And I'm glad that for the most part, everyone's healthy. I'm glad that Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk are back for the 49ers. And yeah, let's go. So this will be the end of the episode. I hope you like it. Make sure you comment. And see you next time.